I'm Corinita with Illexotic, and this is Mental Health Monday. For the next few weeks, I'll be doing videos about the 8 dimensions of wellness. This week, I'll be covering emotional wellness. Emotional wellness encompasses optimism. That is your hope for in an hour, a week from now, next month, next year, 5 years, just having hope in general. Your self-esteem, how you perceive yourself and your self-worth. Self-acceptance, that's just accepting yourself as you are, right here, right now. Not 5 years ago, not who you hope to be in the future, the person you are right now, with all of your abilities and lack thereof. Just you being you. You are deserving of your self-acceptance and the ability to cope with feelings. No matter if they're big feelings, small feelings, whatever feelings you may be feeling, just the ability to just write it out. Even though sometimes it's a little bit like a roller coaster. Emotional wellness is important because it affects your ability to cope with life. Whether it be getting a nail in your tire, or stubbing your toe, or your pet or loved one passes away. Just your ability to cope with life as it comes. Life has many ups and downs, and the way you're able to handle it is super important because inevitably we all go through really low lows and really high highs, and we got to make sure that we're in control in those moments. It affects your interpersonal relationships because your ability to cope with your emotions, whether they be good or bad, can directly affect those around you, such as maybe yelling at somebody who you wouldn't usually want to yell at, someone you care about deeply. It affects your relationship with yourself because, like I said, you're deserving of your self-acceptance and you are worth love and you are worthy and you are enough. When your emotional wellness is off and on, this might not always feel true. Ultimately, working on your emotional wellness affects your overall resiliency. That is just your ability to get through things and just keep going. When your emotional wellness is thriving, you might feel confident, in control of your feelings and behaviors, and better able to navigate life's challenges. When my emotional wellness is thriving, for me personally, it gives me more space to be loving to the people who matter the most to me. I'm able to be there as an emotional support for my friends because I'm not all caught up in my own emotions and making everything about me and my experience, but rather taking a step back and listening. I feel confident in the person I am, and I feel comfortable in my own body. I don't feel like I need to lose weight or I need to improve all of these things about myself. I just feel comfortable with who I am in that moment. I may not feel like the perfect or best person in the world, but I feel happy with myself. And even if I am dealing with difficult things, like inconveniences or heartbreaks, I'm still able to find a peace within myself and feel happy and at ease. When your emotional wellness is struggling, you might experience big moods, whether they be angry or sad, and those kinds of negative emotions can often get aimed at others, projected outwardly towards people who are close to you, and they can suffer. Or you might feel extremely happy and excited, and you might just go out with your friends and overspend buying everyone drinks and getting yourself those clothes you really been wanting. And then next thing you know, your bank account is empty because you are having issues managing your emotional wellness. You might have trouble keeping up with your daily practices, whether that means going to work, volunteering, showering, brushing your teeth, eating regularly. Can be like the tiniest things that other people may not have to think about can be greatly impacted by our emotional wellness. And you might feel unhappy with yourself, like you're not good enough the way you are. Maybe things that people have been saying about you throughout your life might start echoing in your ears like an echo chamber. Your grades aren't good enough. You're not pretty. Your hair is ratty.
You have an ugly high-pitched voice. I don't know.
Those things that usually you're like, oh, whatever, I don't care what you think. they might start to greatly affect you at that time. For me, when my emotional wellness is struggling, I tend to get really angry at people. I get kind of worried about what people are thinking about me, and usually that doesn't bother me. Like, people can think what they want, but when my emotional wellness is struggling, I think people are saying things about me in like coded language, and I just feel really uncomfortable, and I have trouble sleeping, trouble eating, trouble getting out of bed. It's completely normal for me, and those are big signs that I need to take a break and just calm myself. So, if your emotional wellness is struggling, what can you do? You can take time to yourself, engage in some activities that you love. What would be good is probably creative activities or active activities, something where you can express yourself, express a deeper part of yourself, paint, make some music, write in your journal, go lift some weights, go for a run, anything that you just enjoy doing. You don't have to be the best at it. It doesn't have to be a marketable skill, just something that you enjoy purely for your own enjoyment. Do that. Take some time and do that. The emphasis on these activities should be recreation and leisure. You can reach out. Reach out to your friends, your family, a loved one, anyone who cares about you. Just give them a call. Let them know you're not feeling well. Ask if you can talk to them. Vent a little bit. If you feel like you really don't have anyone you can lean on, pets work great. My dog is my best friend, and she knows all of my secrets. If it's something that you do find useful, make sure to practice your grounding or meditations or both. A lot of times when people are feeling emotionally unwell, if they've practiced grounding techniques, it can take them out of that ruminating mindsets where you're just thinking about all the bad and things are just stewing in your mind worse and worse. It's best to take a step away from these thoughts and reconnect with your body and yourself. Find that peaceful part of you and retreat in it. You can try support groups or therapy. I think that, I don't know if this is just my friends, but I feel like it's pretty popular or widely accepted that people nowadays see therapists. I see a therapist. Plenty of people see therapists, and that is cool. That's great. I think it's really great to work on yourself. I think it's really great to have a certain amount of time every week where you can just talk about yourself, talk about all your problems. You don't have to ask your therapist how they feel. Like, I don't care how you feel. This is about me. That's great. But I think something that is underutilized is support groups. I went to Hearing Voices and a Special Messages support group, and that's for people that hear voices, see things that other people don't see, have spiritual journeys or experiences, see like coded signs and text or t-shirts or pamphlets, or they might talk to aliens or all sorts of things that if you told a psychiatrist, they would probably give you medication. For me, that really helped. Just having a space where I could be myself and talk about issues that bothered me that I didn't feel like anyone else would understand. If you are struggling with something that feels really alienating and like no one else experiences this, I can guarantee you it's part of the human experience, and there's at least one other person in the world who has been through something similar and can relate with you, and you can lean on each other, and you can support one another in a way that you can't seem to find elsewhere. So I highly suggest support groups. They're just great. I love support groups, but that's me. I'm a peer support, so I'm a little biased. So, maintaining your emotional wellness can look like many different things to many different people. I'm going to give you a few ideas on what you can do to upkeep your emotional wellness. Something that might help is meditation. I didn't always understand meditation, and then I went to this great 3-day workshop that I learned all about meditation, and it was super fantastic. Basically, meditation is finding this place within yourself where you will always feel love and safe and just, I don't know. Whenever I meditate, when I truly get there, I feel happy. And we learned I am love. And then for me, I just this is what I repeat every day, is that I am love. When I give love to myself, I give love to others. And when I give love to others, I give love to myself. And it reminds me that we're all connected, and the way I treat others affects the way I look at myself, and the way I look at myself affects the way I treat others. So I can often tell that my emotional wellness is off when I'm being snippy and snappy at people, and that person's so annoying. And then I have to stop and think what's happening within me to make me feel like that, because something's off in me. That's not the person that I want to be. I want to be loving and encouraging and accepting. And so I meditate. I try to meditate every morning. Once I've gotten that down, I'm going to start meditating every morning and night. If you think meditation sounds cool, you should try it. Maybe look up some guided meditations to try to understand what meditation is for you. And you can even find a coach or a seminar or some sort of meditation group. And being in a meditation group is what actually helped me personally learn what meditation is. Shout out support groups. Okay. You can do grounding exercises. If you have a therapist, my guess is they've probably tried to go through some grounding exercises with you. And those are just learning how to, connect back with your body and feel where your feelings are and not feel so frazzled about what you're feeling. And a lot of times they say, do the grounding when you're having a panic attack or when you're angry, but the best way to use your grounding techniques is to actually practice them out of context. Just practice them regularly. If you're waiting for the bus to come, practice some grounding techniques. If you're just sitting bored at home, practice some grounding techniques. If you can do your grounding techniques when you're feeling calm, it's going to make them way more effective when you're not feeling as calm because practice makes perfect. Another thing you can do is rely on your community. Whether your community is your small group of friends, your family, your D&D group, your cosplay group, whatever you do, whatever you like to do, find your people, hang out with your people, and be vulnerable with people. It's okay. We all have emotions. We all have trauma. We all have difficult things in our lives. And there's no reason to go through these things alone, because you're not alone. You can always rely on others around you. And when you rely on other people, those same people are going to rely on you when they need it. And when others rely on you, that is part of your own healing process. In my opinion, I think that we heal most effectively as a part of a community, providing support and getting support. It's all a give and a take. So it's important to practice giving and taking, so don't be afraid to ask for support and have some sort of community space where you can connect with others. Even if it's about geeky or weird things, that is totally cool. Another thing you can do is make time for leisure. I know it's really hard nowadays. Everything is so go, go, go. We got to work 2, 3, 4 jobs just to live a very minimal lifestyle. But above all is your health. Stress can be healthy when used in a healthy way. But if you don't take time to express yourself, if you don't take time to connect with others and talk about your feelings, or just journal about your feelings, process the things going on within your mind and your soul, you're probably not going to get a great result, because a lot of times those really troubling feelings that we kind of just push out of the way and say, not today, I have to go to work. Not right now, I got to do this thing. Not this, I got to go take care of this person. Like, those will pile up, and you've been shoving them under your bed, and then before you know it, you're going to lift up the cover and poof, it all explodes out at you. So, like, just take care of yourself a little bit every day. Just watch a show and zone out for half an hour. Paint your toenails. Do a face mask. Draw. Even if you're not the greatest artist, that's totally cool. Just draw to draw. Write some poetry. Sing in the shower. Just take some time for yourself. That is really important, and I think it's often overlooked. Something else you can do is support others. It doesn't necessarily have to be emotional support. If you are a really great artist and your friend is wanting to learn art, help them out. Teach them. It's going to make you feel really great. Like, you're going to realize that you're really skilled, and it's going to feel really fulfilling to help your friend learn a new skill. Or if you want to be there emotionally for someone, totally do that. Because when we help each other, we grow together. Another thing you can do is volunteer. I know a lot of people have difficulty with working because maybe they might have some disabilities and they think, I can't get to work on time every day. I can't keep a job. Well, that doesn't mean that you have to just remain unfulfilled in your little bubble alone. There's plenty of volunteer opportunities that can be extremely minimal. Just an hour a week can be a huge help, and it can really help you, getting out of the house, connecting with others. I'm sure there's even volunteer work that you can do from home, and it'll just help you feel a little bit more fulfilled. That's only if you want to. If you're not there, there's no need to do it. But I know some people, they think they can't work, so that's it. But there are other things you can do just to gain that fulfillment. I think that the overarching message is do what makes you happy and do what makes you fulfilled. Sometimes it's really hard to do the thing that you love. For me, it's music. And a lot of people don't take me seriously. And, that doesn't matter. If your passion is music, if your passion is drawing, if your passion is dancing, just keep doing that. If you keep doing what you love, it'll lead you down the right path. I don't think there's ever been a time that I chose music and I felt like I made the wrong decision. I have been flat broke and in difficult relationships and, barely living paycheck to paycheck, scraping by for rent without music. So what is the difference between doing that without music and doing it with music? With music, I at least have fulfillment and I'm happy. So I say pursue what makes you happiest. Pursue what you're passionate about. And don't worry about other people's judgments, because at the end of the day, it's about you. I hope you learned a lot about emotional wellness. Leave a comment telling me what you're passionate about, what you love, or what you do to take care of your emotional wellness, or any questions you have. I'd love to chat. Like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Mental Health Mondays. Love you. All right, that's it.
That was it. That's it. I love you.